With the pain of last season's final defeat in Istanbul as motivation, Olympiakos Piraeus started this campaign red hot. 9 wins in their first 11 games. In order to reach a 12th playoffs in just 13 years, Ioannis Sfairopoulos' side occupied a top 2 position for most of the regular season. Statement victories over Real Madrid, CSKA Moscow and champions Fenerbahce, fueling belief that the Greeks can reach a 6th championship game in 9 years. Home court advantage last time didn't make for easy progress to the Final Four. Anadolu Efes Istanbul taking Olympiakos to the wire in a 5-game series. But with just 3 home defeats in the current campaign, the Reds will be confident their fans at Peace and Friendship Stadium can roar them on to Belgrade.
I think it's very important because when we play in the gym with full people and the atmosphere and they give us so much energy, it's like our 6th player. I think we can beat everybody, especially here.
We see a lot of times that home advantage can break very easy, so you have to be focused and concentrate. We take energy of our fans, our home, we feel secure here.
The key to Olympiakos' success this season, team effort. Coach Sfairopoulos has used 12 different starters this year with no player beginning every game. But seasoned veterans Giorgos Printezis and Vasilis Spanoulis have maintained their reputation as the Reds' clutch players. Despite talent and experience, form is a concern. 4 defeats in 5 at the end of the regular season, having only lost 7 of the first 25. And the last defeat came at home in round 30 against their playoff opponent Žalgiris Kaunas. It was just the Reds' 5th defeat in 16 regular season meetings with the Lithuanians, but potentially a significant one ahead of a first ever playoffs confrontation between the 2 clubs.
We are a team that every year we fight very hard to go to the Final Four. We are not like other teams that as CSKA, as Real, and that they almost know that they will be there. We won 2 EuroLeagues, we lost another 2 finals, you never know.
We have to focus about our team and how we'll be ready in this kind of games. We have to focus on who will be our opponent, and after we will analyze them to be the most ready we can be. In the end of the day counts who will be ready in the most important part of the season, and this counts all these years that I play basketball.
Olympiakos won back-to-back EuroLeague titles in 2012 and 2013, adding to their previous success in 1997. Since taking charge, Sfairopoulos has guided the Reds to another 2 finals in just 3 years. A case of so close yet so far. Can he make it 3rd time lucky this season in order to bring home Olympiakos' 4th EuroLeague title?
It's the Cinderella story of the campaign. Žalgiris Kaunas have exceeded all expectations over the past 7 months and now make their first appearance in the postseason since 2001. Having beaten EuroLeague giants CSKA Moscow, Panathinaikos, Olympiakos and reigning champions Fenerbahce, Žalgiris have shown that they are up for the fight as the competition races towards its conclusion.
Žalgiris have got real teeth that they'll take into the postseason.
You wouldn't want to face them in the last 8 right now.
Žalgiris last 3 years growing up like as an organization, as a team, and I'm really happy that I'm here at this moment.
That's where I'm pretty sure the real basketball takes place. You know, it starts getting do or die and big games happen. So as an athlete, that's what you look forward to.
We're one of the smaller teams, and it's very important for the players to believe actually that they can compete with the Real Madrids, with Fenerbahces, and with CSKA Moscows and things and teams like that. And once they believe that they can actually surprise the big boys, at the end they did surprise.
Šarūnas Jasikevičius has plotted Žalgiris' rise to the top. In a glittering playing career, the legendary point guard reached the playoffs 6 times, converting 4 of those campaigns into EuroLeague titles. Now, in only his 2nd season as a coach, the 42-year-old is writing a fresh chapter in Žalgiris' proud history.
When he gets on the court, he's, you know, what's the words, passionate, intense, everything, you know. He was like that as a player, he was like that as a coach, but you can just tell it means a lot to him. He wants to win, and so as a player, that's what you want as well. You know, you're competitive, and you just feed off that, so he really tries to push you.
I'm a young coach, a lot to learn and a lot to improve on, and you know, it would be just a step in the right direction, just sort of like assurances that, you know, we're doing things right. And at this point of my career, this is exactly what I want.
Facing post-season stalwarts Olympiacos Piraeus, Žalgiris will need to dig deeper than ever to achieve victory. But after downing the Greek giants in an overtime nail-biter in the very last game of the regular season, the Lithuanians have the momentum. And in a town that lives and breathes basketball, excitement is at fever pitch.
Everybody's talking about Žalgiris, everybody waiting the EuroLeague game, and the game day, all the town is ready to come here and they're celebrating.
Žalgiris have earned their place at the top table of European basketball. We're about to find out how high they can fly. After a season of ups and downs, Panathinaikos Superfoods Athens surged to 5 straight wins at the business end of the regular season to grab 4th place and home court advantage for the 2nd year in succession. The Greens have now made the EuroLeague playoffs in each of the past 8 seasons, but Xavi Pascual's side will be determined to erase memories of last year's disastrous series with Fenerbahce Doj Istanbul, when they were swept aside 3-0, despite home court advantage.
It's the past, you learn from it. Obviously the Fenerbahce series wasn't what we wanted, but you know, a lot of guys that were on that team are on this team, and it's gonna beat our minds that you know, every possession counts, every game. It's a dogfight.
Really, it's all about the first game. I feel like in the playoffs, you know, where which team sets the tone for how the playoffs are going to go. Home court is good to have, but I think the mentality is better to have a strong mentality going into the playoffs and understand, you know, the level of play that you need to play at. I think that the most important thing is when you have a game that you're supposed to win and you have an opportunity to take the lead and lead the playoff series, you have to win that. You have to do that because the next game won't be the same.
Pana's success this season has been inspired by Nick Calathes. Consistently delivering game-winning performances, the point guard has recorded no fewer than 10 points, assists, double-doubles, setting a new single-season assist record in the process. His seemingly telepathic partnership with James Gist will be crucial to Pana's hopes of reaching the Final Four for the first time since 2012. As will the recent good form of Mike James, the American guard averaging 14.8 points in the 8 games he's played since his return to Athens. Pana's leading scorer in the playoffs last season could be key as the Greens bid to end a 3-year wait for a postseason win.
Everyone could be anybody, so there's not a team where you go in and say, we don't want to play them. We believe we can be anybody, and I guarantee you if you ask any team, they believe that they can be anybody. So I think it's up in the air to who's going to win it this year and who's going to be playing the best basketball at the right time. That's the big thing, and hopefully it's going to be us.
Pana's matchup with Real Madrid will be their first ever meeting in the postseason, remarkable given the 15 EuroLeague titles shared between them. A thrilling clash at the Oaca earlier in the regular season went down to the wire before Panathinaikos triumphed by 2 points. The game in Madrid, on the other hand, ended with the Greens on the end of a 17-point thrashing. So the Oaca could prove decisive in this tie. Pana have won 6 of their 9 meetings with Madrid in Athens. And the arena has been a fortress this season, Pana suffering just 2 defeats. Roared on by arguably world basketball's most passionate fans, everything's set for a truly spectacular playoff series. They're the most successful EuroLeague side in history, and they're on the hunt for that elusive La Decima. With 9 appearances in the postseason since the modern playoff era began, Real Madrid are a team consistently focused on one thing: winning.
Strap up tight. This is going to be a roller coaster ride.
Real Madrid always have to fight for every title. That's what this team is made for. We have a very complete team with great players, stars in every position. We've proven that anyone coming into this team can contribute to Real Madrid's success.
With injuries to 4 key players as the campaign got underway, Madrid were forced to regroup. With last season's MVP Sergio Llull missing, Los Blancos turned to their rising star Luka Doncic, and the teenager didn't disappoint. Named the MVP of the round 4 times this season, the Slovenian has run circles around his opponents while keeping a cool head under pressure.
He just seems to know where the ball is at all times.
He seems to know where all the players are. Seems like his head's on straight. You know, it seems like he knows what he wants. It seems like he's already humble and he's already at that age where, you know, he's doing it a lot better than a lot of 18-year-olds, most 18-year-olds, or all 18-year-olds.
Madrid has given me everything. It has given me a life for basketball, a second family, and I'll always be grateful for it.
Los Blancos ultimately cruised to postseason qualification, but missed out on that crucial home advantage on the last day of the regular campaign. That prize was snatched away by the six-time EuroLeague champions Panathinaikos, and now the two teams meet in the playoffs.
Madrid will have to go through Greece to try to repeat another trip back to the Final Four.
We know this is difficult, we know this is hard, we know we have great teams in front of us, but we have to think that we are Real Madrid and we've got to go for everything.
So this will be new ground for both Real Madrid and Panathinaikos in an historic first playoff meeting. With a win apiece this season, each on home court, expect a series to remember as two titans of European basketball go toe-to-toe.
Confirmation then of the 4 playoff matchups, a dramatic best-of-5 series in prospect starting April 17th through May 1st. The scene set then for a dramatic postseason. 8 clubs will become the Final Four as the showpiece event in Belgrade gets ever closer.